Compared to most footballers, the Ballon d'Or award has been relatively easy to come by for Lionel Messi. That's not to discount his achievements, of course, more to point out how frequently he's been at the very top of the football world. 7 trophies now, since first playing senior football 17 years ago. But his next Ballon d'Or, if he is to win one, could be the toughest yet. Hey guys, welcome to Rabona TV. I'm Adrian. Happy to have you back for all of those who are returning, of course. And today, we're going to be looking at Lionel Messi and not this most recent award he has won. Well, not really, but how an 8th would likely be the most difficult for a multitude of reasons that we'll go over, of course. And speaking of a multitude of good reasons, there are plenty of reasons to fall in love with today's sponsor for this video, Fanatiz. Back again, through whom you can watch Messi, Neymar, and everyone else in Ligue 1 for cheap, man. And of course, what you care about is what else you can watch on Fanatiz, right? Well, it depends on the region, but you could catch all of Brasileirão, including both Serie A and B, all Liga Argentina matches, all of Ligue 1, plenty of domestic leagues from Central and South America, a little Liga Portugal, a little Turkish Super League, and so much more. If you miss a match, it's not an issue either, as you have 3 days from kickoff to watch it via Fanatiz video on demand features on your phone, computer, Fire Stick, Smart TV, wherever you want. And now to brass tacks. What will it cost you? Compared to other streaming services, next to nothing really. Fanatiz is available for just $7.99 Canadian per month. That's a lot of football for that price. And the cheapest way to get beIN Sports as well. And if you use the link in the description, you'll also get a free 7-day trial to see how you like it. You guys know me by now, and you know that I only work with products that I believe in and would use myself, and most importantly, would be of utility to you guys. I stand by that with Fanatiz, so a big thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Alright guys, let's go over some of the various criterion for the Ballon d'Or and how they've changed over the years, and then we'll get into why this could be so difficult for Lionel Messi in 2022. When it comes to individual awards in football, it's difficult for me personally to understand them from the get-go. The main reason for this being, how do you weigh out the importance of multiple game-saving saves from a goalkeeper versus a defender that has never been dribbled past and can distribute the ball like Prime Pirlo, versus a midfielder that protects the back line and plays like Prime Pirlo. Sorry, I keep on going over Pirlo for some reason. He's the first midfielder that comes to mind. Versus a forward who gets on the end of crosses all the time and scores important goals. I get it. You hear the notion all the time of goals win games, and that is inarguable. But so do tackles, save from keepers, and often those game-winning goals couldn't happen without a great pass. Plus, goals against bottom feeder clubs all count equally for a striker, while an untested defender or goalkeeper against that same bottom feeder club won't receive any glory for that match. The balance is quite clearly heavily tipped toward attacking players with plenty of goal contributions, and it's getting to the point where it feels like defenders aren't even considered anymore. Then there's the whole goalpost shifting argument of how trophies won should be taken into account, namely major trophies. Sometimes it feels like the criteria boils down to, the best player to have won the Champions League or an international tournament. But then if a player has a remarkable season as far as goal contributions go, then the goalposts shift toward that being the winning requirement, as that is an individual achievement. But what's the official criteria? One of the journalists that voted this year, Paul Kennedy, pointed out what France Football tells them to base their voting on each year, and it's as follows. Individual and team performance in 2021 calendar year. Voting ended on October 24th, however, and note that it says calendar year and not season. Talent and sportsmanship of the player's overall career. Player's overall career. Well, Messi certainly has the edge there, doesn't he? This year, the video that France Football seemed to really be pushing was the fact that Messi won the Ballon d'Or thanks to the international trophy he picked up with Argentina, finally winning Copa America. But with no international trophies this upcoming summer of 2022 and the World Cup taking place after all of 2022's Ballon d'Or's votes will have been cast, 2022's award will lean heavily on achievements at the club level. So with that in mind, let's look at the criteria that will be considered for the 2022 edition. There's no question that Messi is talented. I mean, it goes without saying, it feels stupid even having to say it. But perhaps the better way of shaping this part of the criteria would be the overall impact that a player in question had on their specific team. Perhaps that's what France Football is sort of inferring, but their wording of the criteria makes it a bit confusing and leaves a lot of guessing to be done. What I mean by this, when it comes to impact, think of Virgil van Dijk and the impact he had on Liverpool's success for the 2019 Champions League and the 2020 Premier League. Or look at Luka Modric, his impact on Real Madrid in the Champions League in 2018 and Croatia's run to the World Cup final in that same year. In this aspect, Lionel Messi is still growing into his role at PSG this season. To say that he has been the most impactful player of their season so far would be a stretch in my opinion. As for me, that honor falls on someone like Marquinhos, but hey, he's a defender, so shut up about it. Luckily for Messi, the Ballon d'Or, as we know, is awarded for achievements in the calendar year, from January to the end of October, or at least so they say. So Messi still has time to become the most impactful player at PSG and show off that talent that France football wants to see. But in reality, with no international tournaments this summer to help guide the votes, I see it coming down to just these two things: achievements for the club coupled with goal contributions. That's what France football has sort of conditioned us to look for, at least. With Messi now playing at PSG, things will be difficult for him when it comes to sort of leaving a mark on the football world, in a sense. Why is that? I'll explain. At a club like PSG, the unfortunate reality is that their domestic successes are discounted somewhat. Right or wrong, they are. With their dominance in Ligue 1 since the Qatari sports investments takeover, winning domestically is an expectation. And when something becomes an expectation for a club, two things happen. It's not impressive anymore when you win, and you're trashed for failing to win those domestic titles by the media and supporters alike. So that brings you to the continental trophies, and that's where it will become all the more difficult for Messi, quite simply because PSG aren't the power that they were in 2020. Hell, even last season they seemingly had more to them in the latter stages of the Champions League. At the very least, they are playing far better than they are in this moment, and that's not to say that they can't improve, because they can. With PSG's attack not really getting up to speed in Ligue 1, or not to the extent that would be expected of a club boasting their talent going forward, it's hard to see them as a team that would compete with the likes of, Bayern, when they're free of COVID cases, of course, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, or even their group mates who they are finishing behind Man City. At least not with the way that PSG currently play, where they don't defend from the front and they are constantly overloaded by strong teams. They're a little bit too static at this moment. And so if we were to assume that PSG will be playing the same way that they have been all season long, then that would mean that a little luck from the Champions League draw and a Herculean effort from Messi would be needed in order for PSG to win something worthy of a Ballon d'Or candidate. As the past iterations or requirements have shown that an international trophy or a continental trophy are pretty much a must for the winner, failing, they don't have some ridiculous stats for the season. By the way, if Messi was to drag PSG to a Champions League title, then that would mean, given his position, that he clearly contributed to plenty of goals and would likely be a worthy winner of the annual Golden Ball award. But what if PSG don't win the Champions League, which is a very likely scenario? Only one team can win it. Well, he would have to do something remarkable in the stats department because, again, there is no international trophy this summer. I keep hammering that home. Messi would have to roll back the years and have the highest goal contributions or snap some sort of scoring records for PSG, as that will be the only way they could justify his awarding of the Ballon d'Or above someone who won the Champions League, again, if we are to look at the previous winners and why they were selected. That means Messi would be going head-to-head with some of the most prolific scorers in world football currently, and would have to have a better yield than them. That means he would be once again competing with Ronaldo. The Portuguese attacker's season could head in any direction at this point at United, really. It's really hard to say, but goals have been a constant, at least so far. That means Messi would once again be competing with Karim Benzema and all of the great things that he is doing at Real Madrid currently with his new partner in crime, Vinicius Jr. That means Messi would be competing with Mo Salah, who is having yet another free-scoring season at Liverpool, a side that is doing well domestically and abroad, and nobody seems to be talking about them or Salah's role in all of it. That means he would be competing with Erling Haaland, assuming he can stay fit, of course. A guy who recently returned from injury to notch his 50th Bundesliga goal in just 50 appearances and scores for fun in the Champions League. He currently boasts a record of 21 goals from 18 appearances in Europe's Premier Club competition. And perhaps most importantly at this time, he would be competing with Robert Lewandowski. When it comes to goals and goal contributions, not many hold a candle to Lewandowski. It's gotten to the point where people almost underrate his ability because he scores so often. I mean, this season alone, he already has 25 goals from just 20 appearances. He's made having more goals than he does appearances a habit. I mean, last season alone, he broke a long-standing goal-scoring record in the Bundesliga as he scored 41 goals from 29 appearances. Overall, he had 48 from 40 appearances. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The 2022 Ballon d'Or will probably be the most difficult one that Messi will fight for since he and Ronaldo were in their absolute prime. PSG could surprise us in the Champions League, and if they do, then there's a very, very high chance that Messi will take the Ballon d'Or. But if they don't, then there won't be much reason to award Messi the Ballon d'Or based on the criteria we have gone over. That includes team performance. I mean, they could move the goalposts again, as they tend to do whenever a player has an incredible year, scoring-wise, but that would require a ton of goals out of Messi for this season. And Lewandowski already has a 21-goal lead on the legendary Argentinian. So, what do you guys think? Messi to breeze to an 8th Ballon d'Or, or will this be the hardest one yet for him to win? Let me know in the comments, and hey, if you want to watch his journey with PSG, as well as plenty of other football, check out the link in the description for Fanatis. Other than that, I thank you for watching, and we'll catch you later. Ciao.